Hey y'all, Alexis here. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time watching, welcome to A Beautiful Mix. I'm Alexis. I'm a flight medic in the Air Force Reserves, and I like to share lifestyle, career, and sprinkle dance on here. And so in this video, I want to specifically talk about some BMT preparation. I noticed that my most recent comments on my most recent videos, you guys have shared that you have not yet gotten to basic, like you're waiting for your ship out date, your in-depth flight, you're still a trainee. And so I wanted to put out this video to give you some tips that will be helpful as you prepare to ship out. To give you some background, went to basic back in January of 2021. But these tips are universal. They're not gonna change no matter what year you're going to basic in because they're kind of staples. And so I want you to have them so that it can calm some anxiousness or nervousness that you may have. Okay, basic for me was a cool experience. I was a G, I'm not even lying. Okay, basic was a cool experience for me. Definitely annoyed at points, definitely frustrated at points, but overall, I left with some incredible friends. I was able to complete basic with honor grad. I was able to, the planes. I was able to make a Jody for my flight. I was able to, what job did I have? To be a road guard. I was an element leader for like Beast Week for like, but it wasn't even a week for my flight. It was like a couple of days because a lot of things happened. but it was cool. And so I want to share something, a couple of tips. I think I have a total of, my notes here, I have a total of 5 tips with you guys. 5 tips to help you prepare as you go. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first one is to get your money right. So as a person who, when I went to basic, I was 24 and I was out on my own, so I had my rent, I had my own spot, I had rent, I had a car, bills, you know what I'm saying? So getting your money right was essential. Now, if you're in a different position where you're still living with the parents and you haven't left home yet, cool, no problem, you have no stress. But for this part, if you are like me and you have those extra expenses that come recurring and they're monthly, make sure your money is right. One thing that I did was to put all of my recurring and monthly expenses on my credit card. And then when our MTI gave us the chance to look at our phones, to make a phone call, they would also give the people who had bills a second to look at their money and make sure it was right. And in that moment, I would just pay off my credit card because you don't know the timing of when you'll get paid during basic versus when your bills are coming out and when they're due. So I would advise to make sure you have a system that's set in place to where your bills are paid for, that's on autopilot, and nothing goes wrong or weird while you're in basic. Because it's a couple weeks, so you'll have at least 2 rent payments while you're there. Yeah, so make sure your money is right. Also, don't be afraid to ask your MTI, can I check my bills? Can I check my money? Our MTI was pretty cool. My MTI was pretty cool to where she understood it, so she made sure that we had a moment to just make sure our money was right. So make sure your money is right before you go. This is 1. Tip 2 is to be in shape. Okay, I talked about this in my PT test video. Make sure you're in shape. A lot of the people in my flight were stressed and crying and anxious and not sure if they would pass and doing all sorts of things to pass because they were not in shape, or this is the first time that they put their bodies through rigorous activity. And so it was a little stress for them, right? But don't put yourself in that position if you don't have to. If you have time before your ship out date, if you have even 3 weeks, that's enough time for your body to get used to exercises, push-ups, burpees, sit-ups, mountain climbers, lunges, you know, stuff like that, so that when you get to basic, cool, no problem, no sweat, right? So be in shape. If you're already in shape, cool. It won't be rigorous for you, okay? I'm not gonna lie though, push-ups have never been my friend, so push-ups were always hard. I'm like, so do we have to continue doing this many push-ups? Is it necessary? You know what I'm saying? But if you're in shape, cool. If you're not, start doing something for your body in this in-between time so that when you get the basic, you're cool for PT testing, okay? because you can't graduate without a passing PT test, okay? 3 is to tell your family about Sandbox. Sandbox is how your family can send and receive letters, okay? And letters were such a huge part of my experience. I was so grateful for them. And you may be like, I'm a G, I don't need letters. No, letters are great. Okay, letters are great. You're around a lot of people that you don't know. You're around a lot of different personalities. You're gonna be frustrated, you're gonna be annoyed, you might be hungry. You know, you might want it to end immediately. And so letters of encouragement from the people that you love is huge. So tell them about Sandbox. And I actually have some examples for you. So Sandbox looks like this. And this is actually one from, no, this is one that I sent to Augustus, my now husband and boyfriend, and he no longer lives at this address, so I can show it to you. But Sandbox looks like this. Yeah, it's like this border, and it's really cute. And they don't even have to physically write; they can type, and then just put your basic, your dorm and your flight address, which you'll get as soon as you get to basic. They can put that on there and it gets to you in a timely manner. And that's another reason why I suggest Sandbox, is because it feels like the people who used Sandbox, they got their letters in a more consistent and timely basis. Okay, naturally the mail system at Basic is slow, but Sandbox, I think, helped in receiving your letters and feeling like people love you. Okay, but also understand that if you're not getting letters immediately and all your people are getting letters, doesn't mean that people don't love you. Maybe it's just backed up and you'll get like 30 letters at one time. So don't feel some type of way about that either, okay? And then these are the letters that you can actually purchase at Basic. These are like the envelopes, I should say, that you could purchase at Basic when you have the chance to go to the Basic Exchange and stuff like that. You can pick these up. And this letter, it's like a little light blue. Can you guys see? Boom. It's like a light blue envelope. And this one is actually one that I sent to my sister that was in Basic with me. She went to Basic like 2 weeks before me. She was in a different flight, different dorm. And I tracked her down and I was able to send her one, and she sent me one back, and it was so cool. I was able to go to her graduation too. Favorite moment of Basic for sure. So yeah, so you have this opportunity to actually send out mail and buy envelopes, but also for your family, tell them about Sandbox so that you can get your stuff timely and efficient. Before you leave, if you are a flight medic, okay, if you are a medic, a ground medic, if you're going to Fort Sam Houston, if you are a 4-0, okay, before you ship out to Basic, you're going straight to tech school after Basic, and tech school is long, okay? Tech school is long. So pack a bag specifically for tech school so that when you leave Basic, your family can just ship the bag to you and you'll have all your stuff. That is something that I found so helpful that I did because my boyfriend, and now husband, was in charge of sending my stuff to me, and I knew he was not gonna find all of my hair stuff, all of my clothes that I wanted, all of my shoes, all of my things. So I packed a book bag for tech school, went to Basic, asked him to send it when I got to Fort Sam Houston, and had all my stuff. Yeah, so if you know that you're gonna have a long tech school after BMT, have that bag packed and ready to go so that when you get to your tech school, your person can ship it to you. Okay, you're not gonna bring it to BMT, you don't have to. One thing that I brought to BMT, the only thing I brought to BMT was a small book bag, and you're not gonna use a lot of it. And I would say not to bring your whole life to BMT because you have so many things that are gonna issue to you while you get there, and you have to carry all that stuff on your back to tech school. And you don't wanna be looking crazy walking up flights of steps with a million bags, okay? So pack your tech school bag in advance and have them ship it to you when you get to tech school, but don't bring it with you to BMT. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, so that was a key, really good thing for me. That was nice. The last and final thing is, this is for your mental, okay? Mental strength is huge when it comes to BMT, when it comes to tech school. So the last thing is to make a mental decision that you're going to graduate and that you're going to do well. You're not going to act a fool. Okay? There are plenty of opportunities to act crazy at BMT, at tech school, especially if you're a 4.0, you're in tech school, you're around these people for a minute. Right? You're around these people for a minute. You're going to different places. You have phase 1, you have phase 2. And so just make a decision in your brain that you're going to graduate BMT, that you're going to graduate phase 1, you're going to graduate phase 2, and you're going to do well. You're not going to act a fool. Okay? Because opportunities will present themselves, but if you make that decision in your mind, you'll focus on the goal of graduating. You won't let people get to you or deter you or remove your focus from graduating and doing well. That is something that was unshaken and unmovable during my experience at BMT and tech school. I was like, all right, graduation is the goal. When I get to BMT, graduation is the goal. When I get to Fort Sam Houston and my second phase, right? So it keeps you focused, it keeps the foolishness out of the way, and ultimately it makes it for a good experience. That focus is what helped me graduate Fort Sam on the dean's list, right? And to do everything well. And so you can do that too, and I wanted to give that as a final thing, because mental strength is necessary, mental health is a real thing, but you don't get luxury mental health days in basic or tech school. So make a decision before you go that you're going to be mentally strong, that you're going to be focused, and that you're going to make it to the finish line. Yeah? So that's what I wanted to share in this video. Y'all, my strap. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share in this video, because I noticed a lot of people have yet to ship out. And so it's a really exciting time for you, and a lot of things might be going in your brain. So I wanted to make sure you had at least 5 things that you could definitely check off. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching my content. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe as well. And like always, I'll see you guys